Trains are great. We love trains. Trains are fun until they're not. Without careful planning or after a lot of expansion, train traffic can cause as much trouble as vehicle traffic. So let's give our cargo and passenger rail its own separate infrastructure and fix that problem for good. If you're looking forward to the video today, then leave a train emoji in the comments below and then grab a cup of tea. Sit back and relax as we dive into Kettlewick. So this is one of the problems that we have. This station here, which is very much used for getting people from the south end of Kettlewick all the way up to the north end of Kettlewick and out into the wider world, is actually set on our main line, because when we first built this, there wasn't much else going on. But now if we move down here, we have this whole cargo rail setup, which is working really well. I'm really pleased with it. But any trains that are coming in and out are just getting stuck behind any passenger trains here. And there's no sort of in-game logic to use a crossover here to get past, which is a shame because trains will use the other side, you know, even though it's meant to be up one side, down the other. They will go into the other side if the stop's there. So once that train goes, then these will go through. So we could easily solve it by putting a little rail underground, popping up over here again. But I'm thinking that we can upgrade the whole rail network to have two lines, one for passengers and one for industry. And I think that would just help a lot. So what I'm thinking is, what am I thinking? If we pick one of these double train tracks like that, and we get our parallel mode, and then we just sort of draw that alongside, we can pop that above like that. If we bring this in a little bit more, yeah, as long as we don't go too far, actually it doesn't seem to matter. We can do that all the way. Ah, there we go. Once that goes blue on the bottom rail, it's going to start trying to replace that one as well. But up to even there we go. It would add a second rail without interfering with that one. And I think having this, yeah, up and down the main routes of our city are going to be a great idea. So going in and out of the city here would be good. It means redoing some of our junctions. Well, that's fine. And then we've also got this route up here, which I'm hoping that when I do that, it's automatically, yeah, let's go up to there. And then this is going to go a bit hawky-balky over the top, but I think we're okay. Yeah, there we go. We've got plenty of space all the way up here. So I'm going to replace all of this. For some reason, this one isn't letting me go as far. Do you know what? I don't think it really matters. Just do this. And then we've got some, yeah. Is that adding or just replacing? It's not like adding a whole nother piece of track, is it? Let's just pause the game a minute and check. Oh, it is. It's adding another one on the top. Well, great. Let me just sort this out. Okay, all of that sorted. I'd like to get under here as well. So I'm hoping we can just bring those two back. Yeah, something like that, because then we can add another little drop down here the same height as this one. So let's get our level terrain tool. Let's just make that 30 should be good. We'll whack this on 100%. I want to grab that height under there and just sort of push all of this back. Actually, that goes all the way up to there, doesn't it? Let's just see if we can slope that the same. I think that should be okay. We can always check the height of that if we need to. When we get up to here, we do have this extra rail that goes around the back. I'm just going to see how that sort of hooks into here. Yeah, we might just need to bring that one out a bit to get that to work. So if we go like this, do you know what? That could just go in like this. If we just do it straight and go like that, that's okay. That bends out a little bit, and then we can have the same width down here, and then we can make sure it all lines up properly. So let's do that, and then we'll do the same on this one. Yeah, that's okay. Excellent. And then we can just carry on up here. So let me just bring this all the way up to this area, and then we'll see what's going to happen after that. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to have that go into that rail. We're going to come back to this at some point because it's getting super busy with traffic. It's getting ridiculous. But yeah, we'll come back to that. So that's like a whole nother thing. Here we want this one to, yeah, match up with this junction over here. So let's draw this in. Okay, I'm just taking a look at this and thinking what's going to be the best way to do it. I'm going to delete both of those. We're going to grab this. I'm just thinking if there's some sort of junction that we can use that would work really well with this. And also we need more space through here. Although, looking at this sort of gap in there, I'm just wondering whether it's like every now and again it will jump in, but it's just not big enough to get in there. I mean, we could just shift all of this back a bit. That is a possibility. If I just move that around the side there. So suddenly we've got a whole load of room. I mean, this is probably pushing move it to the limit. But if we're careful and just go, oh, we've got the train station as well. We don't want that. There we go. Let's try that again. Okay, we're going. Yeah, we're going. So if I do something like that, that's good. We can come back and check. I mean, that looks all right. And that just gives us then space all the way through there. This will have to move back maybe something like that. That's not too bad. That gives us space as well. And then let's delete. Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but we're going to delete you. So now we've got room all the way through here. Excellent. So let's get this and continue that as far as we can. 180 degrees. Yeah, that's not really going through there, is it? I'm looking at it and it's like 180 degrees is actually, look how much movement I'm getting and it still says 180 degrees. How can that be right? Come on, game. All right, let's put the snapping on 180 degrees and we're going to go through a bit at a time and just make sure this is okay, because there's some things here that aren't adding up to me and I don't want any more problems. Let's take those two back. Yeah, now this might be a bit of a problem. We could just change that and go up and over with both of these, or we could just go down, or we could just go through like that and just see how it goes. There's not many people coming and going from up there, so actually I think we're going to go with that. Is that turned into a thing? That's turned into a thing. Okay, so let's, oh, I've got that slopey thing on. Hopefully that hasn't been causing me problems. Let's replace that. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, that sorted that, and we can bring that out here, and we don't own any of these tiles up here, so I'm thinking what we might just do is just have that go into there, and hopefully all of this will just work much better once we separate our lines. I know we've got to come back and do that, and then we've got to go this way, and I'm wondering whether for now we could just bring that into there the same like that and have that as a separate place. That is a really bad place to bring that in. Let's just see if move it and a bit of manipulation can can help this, because this has gone crazy. This has gone crazy. Yeah, do you know what? I think we're going to just do that somewhere else. Let's try and get it a little bit further along. I mean, I think that's okay. That should be all right. And then we could just do a little bit of move it here, maybe to move this back a bit. Do you know what? I think I might just leave it. We're going to leave it like that. That's fine. So let's work out what we're going to do here to hook these two up. I mean, I was going to make that way over more complicated than I needed to. That, to me, looks like it's okay. Everything all lines up, all crosses over, looks all right. I am wondering whether a little bit of manipulation mode, like here, would just get that looking a little bit better. Maybe let's do the same. Oh, that one's going all the way over there. Oh, dear, that's not the one I wanted. I might just leave it. It works. It's crossing over. Yeah, there's a little bit of hawky-balkiness with the concrete, but I don't think that's the end of the world. Yeah, we'll go with that and we'll see how it works. And then we've just got to connect these up as well. Okay, I think this should be okay. I've hooked these all up to both lines in various configurations. Because this asset just has these so close together, these have just hooked up weirdly like that. There's nothing I can do about it. Also, I redrew this one in here. It looks a lot better. So what I want to do is get a connection from here. No vehicles. Yeah, it might be to do with that. We'll be all right in a minute. From there up to the airport cargo train station. So at the minute, we've got lines coming in and out of here connected to the airport, and that's it. But if we can have a connection between here and here as well, that will help for inner city transfer of cargo. So let's just see if we can do that. I'm just going to unpause and just hope that that one goes away. Okay, I've solved that one by adding the extra tracks upgrade on here to give us 8 extra trains. So yeah, do I actually want the cargo connection to go through here, even though I've got this set up there? It could go all the way around the back through this junction up past St Bourneville by the Tees, and then it will come around the back here and connect up there. I think that for this one is a much better route. So yeah, let's get that going then. So let's grab our cargo route and we'll go from that one. Seems as good as any, and then we'll just connect it and actually see where it goes, where it comes in from the back or the front. Yeah, it's going to come in around the back here, so that's fine. We'll go there and then we'll whiz all the way back and we'll complete that. Excellent, that's good. And then we'll just name that while we think of it. So let's go into cargo rail route. That's going to be number 8. We'll change the color of that, like a nice not light blue. Yep, there we go. And that'll be cargo rail route inner city, I think. Yeah, just so we know what's going on there. And that'll be good to keep an eye on that one as well. How many trains do you think we're going to need on that? 3. Let's drop it to 2. And let's just check that everybody's happy with the amount of trains they've got. No complaints anywhere. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that then. Brilliant. Right, so now we've got this little bypass that comes here through Cupton Bluff off into our cargo at the back. Let's just see what happens here. So I'm guessing that was an autosave, so we'll have a quick sip of tea. Yeah, so I want to check if this is a train that's going through and not stopping. So we just click on here. En route, yeah, so this is going from one external city to another external city. So that's good, actually, that it's now going to take this bypass and not mess up everything else, which is great. So once it's done that, let's just stop here and have a look. We've got these passenger trains going through. What I want to see is if we have any cargo trains. No, you're going to stop there and go through. There's another passenger one coming here, which is good. So you're using both sides, which is what I would expect. Any cargo trains? Here we go. Here's a cargo train. So what are you going to do? I'm hoping, yeah, I was hoping you were going to take the outside line, but this one did. Oh, okay. So it's giving more option. Could you not get to the outside line? Well, both of these, I don't think you can you? Because that goes up and over. All right, we need a little something. If we just grab, I'm going to just grab the larger track. And if we just have that on there, that will help any that want to go up on that one and also come down on that one as well. So let's just keep an eye on it. So there's a cargo one going through. Wherever you going? Yeah, you just got to stop so you can come through. That makes sense. You're coming down there, crossing over to here. Excellent. Excellent. So that should keep everything running nicely in this station. So let's keep an eye on this for a minute or two. Okay, I see a train traffic jam happening up here. Let's have a look what's going on. So you're trying to go where? Okay, let's just see what I've done here. So where are you trying to go? Yeah, you're trying to go into there, but we've got a train in there already. Yeah, that happens quite often, doesn't it? So now this one's going to stay here and block up all of that, which is a bit of a pain. I'm just wondering if there's something we could do about that. If we move this back far enough that this gap here was big enough for one of those, that would work. Also, we've got cargo route 6. Have we got some super long? We've just got the standard cargo train. Yeah, so we need to move all of this back to make sure there's enough room here. I mean, this side's not too bad. What are you doing? Yeah, you're waiting to go there as well, aren't you, I bet? Let's have a look. Yeah, you're waiting to go in there. Is there any upgrades to this to add more extra tracks? Yeah, there is. So can these just sort of go anywhere? Or do they have to snap onto a road? So if I snap that there so it is straight and go like that, it basically just needs track. So then can I swizzle that one around? There we go. And get that one up next to it. Huh. Okay. Oh, no car access. So this one didn't need it, but this one did. Okay, maybe if I just turn that round the other way. But could we hook into those? Let's scroll down here and take that one. Relocate. There we go. If we have that the same way round as the other one. Well, you are going crazy. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. So we're going to pop you there, and then we're going to try that again. Yeah, it's saying no pedestrian access there if we put more than one. That is very odd. I might just go with the one and we'll see what happens. Let's delete that. Yeah, let's hook this one in and see if we can move some of these lines up there because we've got so many lines waiting as well. That's what I'm thinking. So let's do that. Oh, it looks like this is the only one. Yeah, well, I think that should be okay. Let's just do that, actually, and see whether that helps. Might just take a minute for this one to go to sort out all that problem and then the other ones to go through. But that should help because otherwise we're getting this and then they all disappear, which is not what we want. The other option is just moving this whole thing over a bit, just so this connection here is long enough to fit the really long trains in, which is really what I wanted to do over here as well. Let's just see whether those changes make a difference. Yeah, it's still not quite working right. I've sort of moved this over a little bit, but I can't go much further. I've doubled up the lines here so they can wait. Over here, I was just going to try a little something. So if I sort of go like that, a little bit lower maybe. Let's just turn off all the snapping like this. Yeah, I just want to get in the middle of those two. And if we just sort of bring that round and add a load of space for trains, so we could like have this as a big curvy-worvy thing. Then there we go, one of those, so we turn off that, is then going to go and join up here. Let's just go a little bit further. Yep, I want this one, thank you. We're going to bring that round, probably just like so. Yeah, and then this one can go into there. I mean, is that okay-ish? Yeah, and that gives all the space to get all the way around. I'm just going to change this bit up here. There we go, that looks a bit better. And then these ones are going to be a bit of an interesting... Is this going to be too much? If I go... Come on, like that, and like that. It looks a bit odd, doesn't it? Like that, and like that. Yeah, let me just rework those a bit. One sec. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll go with that. I might adjust that a little bit, but that gives us a whole load of space for holding the trains coming into hit. My next step after this was ripping this all out and changing it, but I'm quite enjoying adding more and more lanes and seeing how it goes, or more and more tracks, I should say. So the trains are heading out. We've got all this space now, plenty of space for waiting. This here, I think, is a little bit of a problem still, but I could move this all along. Yeah, there you go. Redid that a bit. So that should be absolutely plenty of space for all the trains that are coming in and out. So it's sort of a similar thing that we've got going on here. By the way, added a little roundabout there and over here for those getting in and out. Oh, we don't seem to have a zone here for some police coverage and that sort of thing. Let's just add a little temporary zone. I think we got some cool names that would... go with this. So I'm going to have a look in the comments in a sec after we've added this one here. There we go. Operating districts. Excellent. Thank you very much. And before I forget and it becomes a huge problem, yeah, where's the nearest fire station? All the way up there, but that should be okay. There we go. We'll set you down there as well, and that should be fine. So I'm just going to watch this for a few moments while I'm looking for the name to change this, and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, this is all working really well. I'm not getting any trains despawning or anything like that anymore. It does get busy sometimes, but that's absolutely fine. So we are going to head up further into the city to solve another big problem that I've been putting off for a very long time. Yeah, let's have a look at that. And here we are coming up on the problem. This thing is just constantly full of traffic. Oh, I think they've all despawned. This was full of buses that just can't get out here because this is a nightmare. I've just built and built and built and added and added and added, and it's just got so busy with everybody coming through here that we just need to maybe rethink how this is set up a little bit. And I'm thinking now that I'm looking at this that I don't want the buses coming up round here. This probably could all work quite happily if it didn't have so many buses there. And I know that this goes down to not so many lanes here for the cars going through. That is what happens. For those of you that weren't here for the episode where I explained why this madness goes from a very big sort of fast highway type road down to one very slow road and then back to the highway again, all that, or the inner sort of bypass and stuff. This happens a lot in the UK, where you come off the motorway and suddenly you hit like some shops and yeah, one lane and all that sort of thing. So we may add another lane on this side though, just to help. But I think the biggest thing I'm going to do is stop the buses coming out here. So how are we going to change that? We've got options to connect up to this road over here, which will bring in more buses this way, but it'd also be able to send them out that way if they needed to without coming all the way around through here. So I'm going to do that and we'll see how that works. So first of all, this is going to get me moved. Yeah, I know all the buses are going to freak out, and we're just going to sort of delete that for now. And we'll get maybe this connected up again in a bit. This roundabout is going to go off the end, and I want to pick a pick of this road here, and it's bus only, so it's going to do what I want. And I mean, it might just be that I just go straight in with a junction and see how that goes. If you could stop jumping around, that would be fantastic. So we've got this little road here, which it's going to end up going through, which I think we can manage with. And then I want to go around like that, and then we want that just to head into here, but I want that to be a nice big junction. So what I'm going to do, like a big super node, is I'm going to add one of these where we can, which is a little bit weird. Okay, let me get rid of that and that and that and that. That's good. So we can keep this bit. So we had this big node in here, road required. Okay, of course. Okay, there we go. I'm thinking I might even just leave a roundabout in like that, you know. It's not too much of an issue from there, I don't think. Oh, yeah, we got some other stuff going on here. We've got the bike parking and all sorts of stuff. Should we just connect that up to there? I think that might just work, actually. Let's just give that a go. That needs to be a bridge, doesn't it? So if we pop that in as a bridge piece, and I might just do a normal little curve. Okay, stop. There we go, and do that, which is not what I wanted, but we'll go with that. So then I'll upgrade this one with Yieldy snapping back on. Yeah, so that should be enough for what's going on there. Hopefully that's enough for the train. So I'm just going to lift that up. Can't see the key I'm trying to press. Yeah, there we go. That should be fine, and we'll go with that. And then the parking, let's just do that. And then this bike parking, we'll maybe just have to add a little road on here. There we go. Just move that back a bit there. It's overlapping. Oh my goodness. The trees appearing on top of things is going to be the flipping death of me, I tell you. What size is that? 10. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. Get rid of all of those. You're never coming back again. Right. So that should help with things moving through there, as it's not going to be inundated with all of these buses. I don't want the buses coming up here. So that is the connection that we don't want. What is that road? That is one that's going out up to here, isn't it? I wonder if we could just change this a little bit here. Yep, that's an autosave. Whoa, that was a big jump. I'm going to change this here. We're going to delete this all the way through here, which is going to help more than just our road there. It's going to help our train line, our other line, and we're going to bring that in here instead. And the game's going to crash. Yay! Thank you, game. That is just what I need today. Okay, there we go. We got it lined up. Okay, so what I'm hoping now is we're not going to see half the buses that we saw before going out this way, but coming down this way. And I think this should work okay. It may be that I need to do a handmade roundabout so we can do some of the priority stuff that we've spoken about before. But for now, we'll just stick with what we've got and we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure that's going to help. But oh, devil! Oh my goodness me! They got through alive. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. And then what I want to see is all the cars and vehicles and everything coming from the top, not getting stuck like they do quite often. So because there's just so much traffic. So let's just keep an eye on that for a moment as well. I think we've got basic traffic lights here. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, they shouldn't have basic traffic lights. We've done this. I don't know how many times. We also don't seem to have any left turns coming out here. What is going on? There is some left turns, remove U-turns, remove unsafe. I'll tell you what's happened is at some point I've messed around with some of the roads somewhere and I think it's, yeah, reset everything. So if we go with that, and then for the lights, are they vanilla? Yeah, that's not what we want. We're going to go with split phasing. We don't need an exclusive pedestrian phase, and I think that is all we're going to need. And I think already we can see the traffic is good. Don't worry about the traffic at the other end. We'll have a look at that in a second, but I think this is going to be okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. We're going to let that run. And the only thing I might just adjust a tiny, teeny, little, small smidgen of a bit is this. I want to bring that out so the curve's a little bit easier. So if we go like that and just bring that back. Yeah, there we go. Look, so it's an easier curve around there. We could probably, by the way, I'm doing this by holding Alt so it keeps them in a straight line. There we go. That's a bit nicer. That one's already done. That's fine. So looking the other way, now we've got all this sort of mess going on here, is interesting. So let's just take a look what's going on. So we haven't got so many lanes going down here, have we? And then we come down. What is going on? Oh man, what is going on? I think this is because of this bridge. As much as I love this lift bridge here, everybody gets caught in it. Everybody wants to go. What we could do, you know, is take this out. Oh, I thought something's going to happen there. And then we could sort of change what we're doing here to give priority to this through movement and have this as an extra one that goes over the top. I think that might work a bit better, you know. Let's just give that a go. And I'm also going to do something with this because it's all sort of, yeah, actually we only need to remove some of these trees because the zone sort of goes up to there. We could maybe adjust, it's this one, adjust that a little bit just to give us a bit more space. I almost just plopped a roundabout back down there again. It's not what I want to do. Let's just remove that little thing we've added on there. I'm not sure we've got all these extra lanes here that we need them right now. So I think what we're going to do is this is like a highway section back here, is to go with that all the way down to there. And then we're going to change that one out to an asymmetric. There we go. So we get the extra turning lane for the bridge if we go that way. Yeah, that's good. I am going to then just delete that building there. Is there still some zoning on that road? There is, so they'll sort themselves out. And then this one coming down here definitely needs to be an asymmetric as well. So we get that extra lane going in. There we go. We've got a dedicated left into there, dedicated right into there. That's good. And then I'm just sort of thinking whether that will be enough. The asymmetric, we might sort of bring that further on down there. Oh, what we don't want, no, it's not enough, because what we don't want is anybody else turning here. So U-turn's unsafe. I don't want you going there. I want you going there. And actually, we could have the other one coming through. That's going up there. That's fine. I want you to go one way. So you go there. You go there. That's fine. And then this one here, you don't go there. You go over there. Oh, I bet that power's causing a problem, is it? Anywhere? Anywhere? No. Okay, we'll sort that in a minute then. So dedicated right there. We've got dedicated left here. These should just keep going. And then what I'm hoping is going to happen is if we get this road here and upgrade it going back a bit. There's a bus on there, isn't there? All right, we'll just go with that for now. Anybody that wants to queue will queue in that one and the rest will just keep going on. There is lights there. I'm going to remove the lights. I'm thinking the way we've got this set up, it should be fine. I mean, it's going to be busy, but it should be fine. Let me just sort out the power line. All right, let's just keep an eye on this. We're going to have a few things just sort of disappear like that because we've changed the roads a lot. I think we are going to need some sort of traffic lights on here, but I'm hoping that the majority are just going to sort of go through and not get in each other's way. They're not going to, are they? Because the trouble with traffic lights is sometimes they're going to be red when people want to cross over the bridge because it's open. I don't know why you're just all stood there looking at each other. You can go. Oh, it's shutting down for that. Yeah. Yep. Whereas now, some people could go, but they're not. So what I'm going to also do, I think, is just wait. Yeah, let's just wait and see what happens and give it a sec. Yeah, I think the way it's basically dealing with this is by despawning traffic, which is not what we want. So if we grab this and put split phasing and a protected left, exclusive pedestrian phase that we've got there, which I don't know whether I want that in there. I'd rather, I mean, if they walk down here, they're not crossing anywhere, are they? So yeah, we'll add that in and we'll just see how that goes. It might be that we need to sort of change that a bit, but we'll just sort of go with it at the moment. Let's just add like a little connection there so they can get to the industry. Oh, we've got pedestrians all stuff all over the place now. All right, well, that traffic's all gone from up there. That's not too bad. This is the one we're going to watch. Okay, let's just let it run for a second and see whether all of that goes up there. Yeah, do you know what? I think this isn't going to work because that light is going to change again and I think it's going to just let through that bus and that'll be it. If they go through, which they're not doing, where are you trying to go to? You just want to go across there, which you can do. Why are you not going? You're going now and a few are going. Okay. And we can cross over here, although you're stopping because that's gone down. Yeah, I just think it's going to be one of those things. See, that's all right now. It's just going to cause a lot of traffic. And I think if we had more lanes back here, yeah, we're going to do this. This lot has overlapped this road for a long time. We're going to finally fix all of this because we need the space. So we're going to get rid of all of that. We're then going to pick of this road down here and upgrade that back a decent amount. So we get the extra lane down there for the queuing, and we're going to bring that all the way back to, I think that's the last one, isn't it? All the way back to there. Yeah. Then all those vehicles are going to spread out. So now, hopefully, they're going to take this lane all the way down if they want to turn from their point of view right into there, which will be good. So, yep, let's keep an eye on that for a second or two and see what happens. Yeah, I'm thinking this just isn't going to work because, as you can see, the bridge won't lift until the lights have changed enough to let all the vehicles through. Now, there's a vehicle there. This won't lift. So there we go. Now it's going to lift. So all of these cars and all of those cars were not going to cross here because it was waiting. Yeah, I think what happens is the bridge says we're going to close soon and it just won't let any cars cross. But now they can cross, but that phase up there wasn't going. So I'm just wondering whether we could set something up to redirect the traffic. So where else will they get across the river? I mean, wow, the next crossing over the river, they can't do it there because it goes into a bus lane because I had that set as a bus lane before and we didn't want everybody cutting through. I may just get rid of that bus lane. But other than that, that is, I can't believe, I haven't realized before, that is the only way for all of this industry and pretty much everybody else, apart from over there, which is miles away, to get across the river. And if we direct them through there, they're going to be coming through Celebration Gardens across the River Tees and then heading out in the city this way. I think we need an additional way across the river for my industry traffic. That is what we're missing. Maybe we could use this bit of space going through here And just that splitting it in half could make a difference. Let's give that a go. So coming down here, we do have a highway road, which has got all sorts of dedicated lanes. It's got like a fast junction which comes through here. So if we split off maybe down here somewhere, let's just eyeball this for now and just sort of see how it goes, and then we'll work on the lanes and things. So we don't want that. So this is going to come through here. I'm going to turn off all my snapping and such, and then we'll pop that back on again. So I want you to come into there like that. So that could go that way. And we've got asymmetric, which I want the straight on one to be sort of level. So we go like that and like that. So we've got dedicated lanes for going in there. We've got dedicated lanes for coming out. Okay, so that's good. So then that goes through here. And then that's going to attach to this key wall. Although this road here could be... it dead ends right there. Look at that. Oh man, the people living here are going to hate this. What have we got? We've got a crematorium and a school. We've got blocks of flats. We've already got a lot of noisy stuff here. It's the people that live in these houses. Oh man, the cost of their houses is going to go down if we connect to there. Or we could just maybe upgrade this road and bring them out to the roundabout through Bourneville and through that way. I was hoping, oh, we could just upgrade that. Although here, again, we've got it going through all sorts of parking and stuff. I think it's going to be more streets, and we're going to have a little upgrade here. That is what's going to happen. Let's just see what we can do. We're going to lose a couple of houses. I don't know how well this is going to work, but, you know, we're going to try it. So that is now going to go into there. Could we upgrade that with a small roundabout to help? We could. We're going to lose that house there. Is there any single ones here I could grab? Small ones. Yeah, that will do to fill that gap. Excellent. Let's do that. Is there any unnecessary traffic lights? There isn't. So I think this is then going to come across here. What sort of bridge do we want to use? Okay, we've got a drawbridge again that we're going to use here. I'm going to pop that in. Oh, yes, because I've got this on, haven't I? Let's do that again. I'm going to bring it over here. So, yeah, the bend is as less weird as possible. That is super low, isn't it? Yeah, let's lift all this up a little bit. Is there some nodes in here I can grab? There's literally that node and this node, and that's it. Okay. I don't know how much... Oh, that's made no difference at all to the bridge in the middle. Okay, so that one and that one. Up. Nope. And there's nothing I can grab in here. Okay, so that means we just need to redraw this bridge after we've lifted this node up. So let's do... let's do that. Thanks, road. Fantastic. Really helpful. Control H to there. Yeah. Maybe let's go a little bit higher. Okay, we'll go with that, and then we're going to take the height of this. So let's get that down here. Let's get that up to 100. And again, there we go. We're going to take that height, and that's going to come in here. So that's where the bridge is going to finish. And if we hook that onto there and go to here, I think that should be a lot better. I mean, it's above the water, and we know it's going to lift up anyway. So, all right, let me just connect all of this up. So obviously we're going from a highway road to a smaller road, but then this is a smaller sort of area that we've got over here. A smaller road area, I should say, we've got over here anyway, so I don't mind that. I can't upgrade just that bit because it's part of the bridge, so I think we'll have to go with that. Let's just check if this is going to work okay. Well, someone's driving across it already, which is good. Yeah, I mean, that should be fine. Here we go. He's coming back. No, he's not. And there we go. Wait ages and two come along at once. Very good. Hopefully that won't back up too much down there. So already we're going to be directing traffic through this way. So then I'm hoping when they get down here, it's not a problem. We've got a lot of crossings there, which I'm just going to help out with that because we know that's just never going to go well. Let's get rid of that one and that one. That will leave, that will go, you can cross there, this will go, you can cross over there. So anything that can help. And then this little road here, we'll upgrade that to an asymmetric, going into the roundabout. Yeah, did that add traffic lights? I think it did. We'll get rid of those. Nothing there, nothing there. Okay, good. So maybe that will bring some assistance from around this way. And then if that doesn't just help on its own, what I was going to do, oh, here we are, is ban trucks going across here, which, I mean, what's going to be the easiest way to do that? But overlook, I mean, just a district, I would imagine, would probably be the easiest way. So if I went like that, Palmer Glen, and then one of these, so which one is that? Bicycle, combustion engine ban, energy consumption awareness, that's a gated community, heavy traffic ban. Trucks and other heavy traffic forbidden from entering the district. This reduces noise and air pollution. Yeah, we could try that. And that's the one, isn't it? Speed bumps, noise pollution. Yeah, not worried about that. And that's bikes. Let's try that. So cars and buses should still carry on going through there, but maybe it will just, yeah, stop all the heavy trucks and things going through. Let's see how that goes. Right, while we're giving that a chance to run through, let's just sort out what we've got going on over here. So we're going to take that all off of there because we don't need it. I am thinking I was going to add another lane on here, but actually I don't think we need it there. We just need to sort of tidy this up. This needs all the lanes by the time it gets down there. Could I just do a little bit of move it manipulation? I could. There we go. So we get the extra lane. Excellent. And then that is okay. Although I feel like I want to sort of drag that in a bit just to maybe help. Yeah, it's not really helping much, is it? We'll go with that. And that does look so much better. We do have a crossing there, which is causing some issues. We've got a little bit of parking, but apart from that, I'm not too concerned. This here could actually just become a normal road now. We did have it marked out just for... Could I upgrade that? No. I'll just pause that and get rid of this. Yeah, we did have it marked out just for buses, but we don't really need to keep it like that anymore, do we? So what we'll do with this area, I don't know, but we have it like a small little alley. We're not going to suddenly find a million trucks going through there. Why are you all suddenly having problems with the amount of... Oh, okay. Let's drop you down. Yeah, let's drop you down a couple more. Hopefully that will help this one. You can see the buses aren't that filled. No. Drop you down another one. Yeah, there we go. I think we've solved the train problem for good in our city, and we're ready for any future expansions we have too. What do you think? Let me know below, and if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be very kind of you. And as always, a huge shout out and thank you to all of my lovely patrons. You can see their names on screen now. A special shout out to my 3 latest new patrons, Stacey Moores, Gregory H and Turner Harris. If you wish to check out Patreon, you can sign up for free, see what's going on. The link is in the description below. So thank you for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Kettlewick.